All right, I think we're live. Let me know if the sound is good. I am just gonna get my phone up, just so I can keep an eye on chat. So again, bear with me a second. I'm so confused with this thing sometimes. All right, that should work. But if I need to chat, I think I need this to be here. Okay. Okay, cool. So this is a stream where I'll be playing through on Carcassonne solo mode. They've just released these rules as of, I think, yesterday or the day before. And I was kind of keen to try it because I really like playing Carcassonne. If you haven't played Carcassonne before, it's a very simple sort of tile laying game. You have a bunch of tiles, as you can see here. And each time it's your turn, you will take a tile at random, you'll place it onto the sort of board, which is essentially starting with this one tile, but it sort of spreads out. You have to place the tile so that it matches where you place it. So for example, if I wanted to place it here, the side matching this would have to go to be a road. I'll just use one of the expansion tiles as an example, just so you can have an idea what the heck I'm talking about. So let's have a look at these. Yeah, so for example, if I wanted to place this here, I could place it here because it's a road matching a road. And if I wanted to place the city, for example, I'd place it there. And essentially then after I've placed the tile, on the tile that I've just placed, I can then place one of these guys. These are called meeples. And if I wanted to place it on one of the features on that tile that I've just placed, for example, a road, a city, in the normal game, you can also place them as farmers in the fields. And there is another role as well, which is called the monasteries. But none of the tiles that I picked up have those. So yeah, just to give you an example of one, we've got monastery is here. There we go. So that's an example of a monastery. You can see it. So if I place it on them, and they each score points in different ways. So ultimately, when you complete that feature, so for example, if it is a city, when that city is completely surrounded by walls, then that city is complete, and then you can take the meeple back and score points from it. If a road is got two ends on the road, so that it gets to two features, one on either end of the road, then that will score points. If the monastery is completely surrounded by 8 other tiles to form a 3x3 square, with the monastery in the middle, that would be complete, and you'd score it. The farmers don't score until the end of the game, but they will score for every completed city that they have, that they can get to. Oh yes, hello Iron Spy, thanks for tuning in. Carcassonne is a classic, and that's why it's kind of weird to basically for them to release a solo mode for it, and I think it was perfect timing because obviously got a lot of people with boxes of Carcassonne sitting on their shelves, and ultimately like not being able to play because maybe they live alone, for example. And so it was really good timing that they decided to release the solo mode. I think that it seems like they created it in a little bit of a rush because they didn't test all of the sort of additions with the expansions and stuff, and they actually specifically mentioned in the end of the rules that they've given out for it that they haven't tested it all, but you can try it at your own risk. So I'm not going to try at my own risk. What I'm actually going to do is I'm going to try based on the setup that they've given. And so what I'll do now is explain how that works. So if you want to play it solo mode at home, all you need is a copy of the base copy of the game. Either edition works. You'll need 3 different colors. Yes, playing with the solo mode. So hopefully this will be kind of useful to you. You can kind of check it out, see if you like it, and then if you like it, you can try it yourself. Yeah, so the solo mode rules, how this works. You have 3 different coloured meeples, and you take 4 of each of them, and you place them in a sort of like a triangle sort of formation, which I've done here. The first player will be 24 tiles. So you pick a color, that player will go first. You place an extra meeple of that color, so a 5th one, onto this space 1 field on the board over here. Then you'll place 24 randomly shuffled tiles in a pile next to that color. And you place then an abbot. This is just like a turn tracker, and they say in the rules that they suggest using this because often when you can be scoring on the board in the sort of central bit, you might lose track of where it is, so it's good to have like a tracker for that, which goes clockwise. The second player, again 4 meeples. The second player, which is again you, but the second color, you place on the 2 field on the scoring track, and again 24 tiles. And then the third player, the third color, you place that on the third field space on the scoring track, and this one only has 23 tiles. So it uses up every single tile in the game, and obviously you have your starting tile here. So how does the gameplay work? Oh, hi Paul, thanks for tuning in as well. Got a bit of coffee here. Okay, so yeah, basically how the rules work. On your turn, the color turn, you take the top tile from the stack next to the current color. So in this case, it would be black. You take that tile and you must place it, as usual, onto the board in any way that you can. Now, I would guess, because it doesn't say specifically in the rules, but if you can't take a tile, then you might not. You might just have to shuffle that back in and take another random one. But if you can place it, you must. Then you must, like in the normal game, you get to choose whether you want to place a meeple on that tile. But in this game, you must place a meeple on a feature that you've just placed it. Normal rules apply regards to sharing stuff. You can't give somebody a role if there's already somebody in there. So for example, let's say that green had already got this on here, and I decided to place a road on here. I would not be able to place that road if it's part of the same one, because this character, this meeple, is already sort of looking after that road. So yeah, that would still apply. So if I see a feature, I must place it. And then if I'm, for whatever reason, unable to place a meeple because I don't have any, then the game ends. And sort of I want to get to the end of the game because I want to score as many points as I can. And I want to be able to get to the end. I think that's ultimately my goal, is to get to end, use all of these tiles, and then just go for the points. So yeah, you must place a meeple. Then if you can score a meeple, this is where a little bit different. If you score a meeple, you can only score points for the feature that you've completed, because if you complete a feature, you would usually score it. But in this game, you can only score for those. You'd still remove it if it's complete, but you'd only score for it if the color of the meeple that you are scoring is furthest down the track in terms of score. So you can actually see that right now only the black meeple would be able to score. If anybody else did, that meeple will come back, but then they wouldn't be able to score. And that's interesting because it does mean that you have to be really tactical with where you place certain features. So it's kind of interesting how that'll work. So I'm kind of curious to see about that. Yeah, so that's ultimately loaned. You could quickly check on the rulebook on here again, just to make sure I haven't missed it. So after placing the tile, you must place a meeple. You cannot place farmers in this game. So in the normal game, farmers can be placed by placing them lying down in a field, and they'll score at the end of the game. But that feature does not exist, which might come as a sort of a relief to those people I know that used to play the game and teach it without the farmer rule, which is just mind-boggling because it is a big strategic part of the game. But in this game, farmers are not be able to place. Okay, so let me just check if there's more than one free feature on the tile. Yep. Now, if you have to place a meeple because there's a free feature on the tile but do not have any meeples, the game ends. Yeah, so that's another thing. So in this game, this is interesting. So I said about scoring. In normal rules, as it actually is, you will be able to share features by kind of like getting in through legitimate way. There's like kind of a loophole of the game, and I'm going to try and use some example tiles here to help make my point. But let's say that this tile was placed here, right? So let's say that the yellow meeple is here, and the green meeple is here, and the yellow meeple's just placed this tile here, and you can see now this this city is actually not connected to this city because it's just not joined up. Even if a city was to be placed here, these are not connected at the moment. However, if I join these up by placing a tile like this, these now share that feature. They can both score for this at the moment because they both equally share in this. Now in the normal game, if I was to sort of sneak another meeple in for somehow, and I got majority control, then that would not actually score for the green. But in this case, I don't think you're going to be wanting to do that. But if you both share a feature such as this, then what happens is you both score the points for them as long as at least one of those colors meeples is last place. So actually in this instance, because black is in last place and green and yellow are sharing this feature, when it's completed, none of them actually score. But it might be useful for me to complete features even if I don't get score for them, because it might help me get meeples back, because I am limited by the number of meeples that I have. Okay, so I think that's enough of the rules explanation for now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump straight into the game. So we started with the color black. Oh, just going to quickly check on this, make sure it's all good. Okay, good. So yes, we're going to start now. So I'm going to draw the first tile from the black meeple, which again is the least scoring one. So I've got this tile here. I think that because I mean, it's a bit risky, but it's best possible chance, and you do get a lot of these tiles. What I'm going to do is I'm going to place this here, and actually I have to place it. I actually have to place this. So what I'll do is I'll put him right there, and then that's done. So this marker, I'll put him face down so you can see him or her better. So yeah, this is basically that. So now the next player's turn, which is yellow, and again, yellow can't actually score even if I was able to complete a feature, but we'll go here now. This is interesting. I'm going to think about this. Now, I do want to score the black meeple. I didn't say this, by the way, but at the end of the game, your score is whatever the lowest meeple on the track is. So that's kind of a high score that you could potentially get. But like I said, I'm only playing this because I want to try and complete it and try and get through all of the tiles. So yeah. Okay, so I'm going to place this here. And like I said, the rules mean I have to place a feature. So I'm going to place this one there. And hopefully I can join those up again. Sorry if you ignore that, my partner's alarm's gone off. Anyway, okay, so that's it, simple so far. So now in the next tile, by the way, there's one less in this tile, so this one will not get the same number of turns. The green meeple will not get the same number of turns as the yellow and black, but I'm not sure what difference that will make. Okay, so this is going to be quite tricky because, as you can see, this one requires me to completely surround this in order to be able to win, and I have to score. So this is going to be actually real tough, and I'm going to have to focus my attention on this. And usually, obviously, I try and give it a head start by placing it so that as many meeples... No, the cake is not for you, unfortunately, Paul. But hopefully... you will have enough stuff to make your own cake. That would be good. So yeah, basically, I'm going to place this here because it is pretty much the only place I can place it that's going to give me a head starting having 2 tiles around it, because I could place it here, but again, it's going to be harder for me to complete that. So yeah, that's going to be quite tough. Not the best time. I suppose it's a good time to bring it up as any, and so that goes there. So now the pink track goes over to black meeple now, and let's see what happens here. Okay. Again, not a good start because I am getting a lot of tiles. That mean it's actually harder for me to finish this. So yeah, basically, I'm going to place that there because I have to. At least it does help me towards the goal of this. Now, what I've just realized is by placing that there is no legal way for me to place the meeple. So actually, even though I've made it harder for me to complete this city, I have given myself an extra round with which to complete it without worrying about running out of the meeples there. So that's actually quite good that came up in a weird way, and it does help me with the monastery. So I'm going to move this over to yellow now, so let's see what happens. Okay, so I've got this one. Now, sensibly, this is probably the best place to play this. And again, I do have an incentive to place it there because not only does it sort of help me complete the city, actually it doesn't help me complete the city at all, but it does help me complete the monastery, and it means that I don't actually have to place a meeple there, so that's kind of good. Okay, so that's it, that's done. That seems fairly simple. And what I may have to do, by the way, because this game is going to spread out, is have to shuffle some stuff around. So yeah, let me know if you have any thoughts. If the sound is any issue, by the way, let me know. I can fix these things on the fly, and Paul will know that kind of situation. So okay, so let's see what I got here. Well, this is wonderful. Now I can place this here, which is perfect, or I could risk it and go here and then try and score both of these, but again, it means I might not score for them, especially because I'm placing a green guy down and it would be on a yellow feature. So if I did finish it, okay, wonderful, thanks for letting me know, appreciate that. Okay, so yeah, basically it seems like here would be good if I wanted to try and get an extra score, but actually I think I'm just going to go here and just try and make it easier for me to, I mean, it doesn't help the monastery, but I'm actually doing all right now. I've got 4 tiles left and I've got an extra sort of bit of reprieve because there's just no cake. Yeah, unfortunately, there's no, the technology for sending cake through the internet is not here yet. But when that happens, I will definitely be on top of that. So yeah, so that's what I'll do. I'll leave that there. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is going to move this over here and take another tile for the black meeple. Okay, so this is going to mean I'm going to have to place something here. but I can avoid doing that if I put this here like this. You see? And actually this could get a lot of points for black if I complete it, which is actually kind of interesting. So I think I'll do that, because again, it stops me from placing a meeple, which is what I want. I want to try and get those. Sorry. But it would mean that I get extra points for both of those, and I don't have to place one. So that is cool. I'm happy with that. Okay. And it's also forming a nice little square as well. So, okay, so we're on to the yellow. And now we've got another monastery. Now, is there a best place to play this? I was thinking possibly right now here, because it's the best I can get in terms of not having as many tiles to fill around. So I think that's my best option. It doesn't mean I have to place a yellow meeple here, but I am going to be incentivized to sort of fill this in again. I'm going to spread myself too thin, and I'm thinking, do I want to kind of start being compact, or because I don't want to be spreading out too much? I think that's the best I can do with that. There's nothing else I could help myself in any situation that I don't think that I can see anyway. So let's go on. Okay, so the next tile we've got is this one, and now I have to ask, do I want to try and fill in the green meeple and help them fill in their thing? Actually, I am kind of helping the yellow meeple as well, because I could do that, which could help it, but that means then I'm putting myself into a situation potentially where I have to fit these two tiles and they have to be nicely fitting together. So what I actually might do is do this, because again, it's helping me get score for yellow, and it's helping me score for green as well. So I think that's a good shout. Don't have to place any meeples there. Okay, so then we're on to black again. Now this is good because it means that I have to, I can start closing off this city and scoring. However, I am going to have to place another meeple because of the road there. So actually, and it's the best position, because in this game you have a certain amount of tiles, and I don't think I have the sheet that kind of lists all the different types of tiles. Or maybe I do. No, I don't have that sheet. So unfortunately, I don't have an opportunity here to basically put the to figure out the sort of like odds of whether there are tiles that fit here and here. So I'm not going to worry about that. But I'm not going to be able to link this road up. So I think creating a separate road is fine. And I do want to start closing off the city. So I'm going to place it there. And it means I do have to place a black meeple there. So we'll see how that works out for us. Maybe it'll be good. Okay, so the next tile is a yellow tile. Okay, so this is good because it means I can start closing off the road. Because as you can see here, we've got a feature that closes off 3 roads. The only downside to this is that I will have to place another yellow meeple, which again isn't great, but it does potentially give me a yellow meeple back because I've closed off one end of that road. So do I place it? Well, I can't place it here, but do I place it down here and maybe go for a city? Actually, here's what I'll do. I'm going to place this here, so it does help the yellow meeple, and I can maybe complete a smaller city. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to place the yellow meeple there. It's going to hopefully close off that city with one of those choppy ones, maybe one that I can't fit there for whatever reason. And we'll see what happens with that. So yeah, I'm closer to potentially finishing off the yellow meeple, which is good because I am actually down to 1, and I'm really starting to be concerned about that. Okay, so we'll take from the green next. Okay, so it's just a straight up tile. I think, again, thinking of helping the yellow potentially and not having to close it off up here, and helping the yellow with this side, this meeple as well. Putting that there means I don't have to get rid of a green, and green's actually been quite fortunate in that regard, because as you can see I've still got 3 green meeples left, but only 2 of black and 1 of yellow. So actually not a lot of green down there on the board, as you can see. Okay, so next up what I'm going to do is, that's the end of the green's turn, so I'm going to go to black. Okay, now I've got this one. This one is fine as long as I can close off this city, but it's looking to be much more difficult for me to do that. So actually, I don't want to complete yellow yet either. I've just thought as well. Well, I do because I want to get meeples back, but I need to score black before I can start doing that. So what I need to do now is decide whether I want to try and increase this here and not have to place a meeple, which is probably a good thing, or do I want to do that, or do I want to maybe sort of help over here? Oh, that's tricky. I think the best thing for me to do, would you want to get multiple knights in the city if possible to boost the lower score? that's a good idea, except that I haven't been able to do that so far because there's been no situation for me to add one in without them being joined, because I kind of spread this out. But it's a good idea, because if I did sneak a yellow or a green into the city, I could then score for both of them because black is the lowest. But I'm also having to consider right now the fact that black city might not complete before one of the others features complete, so I might be losing score from these other meeples if I don't complete them before at least black scores some points, because that's the tricky thing about this game, is having to only score for the lowest positioned meeple on the track. So I have to consider that, but it is a great strategy. It's just right now I'm just trying to not run out of meeples and try and place all the tiles. So I'm thinking, do I do that and risk not being able to close it off again, which is again a big risk, but it means I don't have to place another meeple, which is probably good. So I think, oh, you haven't got the right, yes, exactly. So it is a good strategy, just not for the way that I've been playing it. So yeah, do I place that? Now, again, I could put it here, but again, I don't want that one to run out, you see. I want to have an easy ability to just close off that city with another one of these sort of like half, like kind of a quarter of a city tiles. So I think, despite everything, this is probably my best option. It sucks, but that's just going to have to go for that strategy. So let's see what yellow's got. Okay, so we've got another road. Maybe it's time to start finding a way to close off this, because even if I'm not going to complete that city, getting black to score is good, because it means I can start scoring the other ones as well. And again, it means I don't have to place a meeple down. So yeah, that's probably good, and it stops me from placing yellow meeple, which is good. Okay, so let's go on to green and see what green's got. Okay, well, this is great because, well, it's sort of great because I can potentially basically now make this very close to being closed off. Do you know what? Actually, that is good, and I'll tell you why. Because if you look, we've got 3 green meeples. It means that placing another feature on here is fantastic, because I've got the most meeples to spare when it comes to green, which I do. So not only am I giving myself a huge opportunity here to get a lot of points for black, which will score currently, but it also means that the downside is the best possible downside, because I'm only sacrificing sort of a green meeple for it, which I have plenty to spare. So yeah, now I've got great options. Any of those tiles that sort of like close off a city like this, oh, it's going to be so good for that. So let's see what happens. Will I get one? Oh, look at that. Perfect. So that's brilliant. Now, I do have to place a meeple down, but there is a possibility, actually, of being able to join these two together. Actually, you know what? The frustrating thing here is I do have to place a meeple down. I'm on black meeples, so it's fine because I'll get one back. You know what? Let's just do it. Let's just do it because this is a brilliant opportunity to score a lot of points. Okay, so I've done that. I have to place a meeple down, which I do on this feature here. And now let's complete this. So I've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24 points. 24 points, I said, right? Let me check that again. 2, 4, 6. Let's do the space first. 2, 4, 6, 8, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26 points. Wow, so 26 plus 1 is 27, and now black is pretty much out of it for the time being. There's not going to be any points for that. But that's great because it does give me that meeple back. So that's great. So yeah, I mean, it would have been really good to have yellow or green in there, but like I said, just didn't come up. So that's fine. We've got opportunities now, and the only thing that concerns me is now I've got these two joined together, so maybe it would have been worth me holding out, but I took that risk and I'm willing to go with it. So let's see what happens. So yeah, now we move back onto yellow, and hopefully we can close off something. Oh, brilliant. So this, look, it means I have to place something. A yellow meeple, which would be my last one, but if I placed it here, I would actually get this meeple back and score points for it, which would score because it's still the lowest point scoring color at the moment, so that's good. So actually, let's do that, and I am going to put them in another city, which is going to be harder for me to complete. But like I said, hopefully I'll get some opportunities on these colors turn green and black to close off this and bring that yellow meeple back. So yeah, I have to do this. But as you can see, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 points for yellow, and we bring the yellow meeple back. So 8 plus 2 is 10, and there we go. Yellow's ticking. So now green is the only color that won't score. So that will score points. So let's go over and see what green can do to score some points. Okay, well this is cool because I could join these guys up. And again give myself an easy opportunity to create some easy scoring points for green, because it is green's turn. And green would also help black score if I complete this road. However, I've got to consider the fact that this would easily give me a yellow meeple back. However, I've also got to now consider that by placing this here, I would also now lose another green meeple onto a road, which I don't really want to do. I kind of really want to limit how many... well, here's an idea. If I did this, look. So I am helping green, and I am going to help yellow as well. But if I put a green in here, which I have to, like here, then what that means is that if I join these guys up, then yellow and green will score. If, of course, green is or yellow are still the lowest when that city is scoring. So I think that's okay. Let's give that a go and see what happens. Now I've got very little meeples left. I need to start completing some of these things. Okay, so I've got this one here. Again, not the best situation, because position I'm in here is that so I'm on black right now. Now it wouldn't score for black, which is frustrating, but it would mean that I get one back and I don't have to place it on the monastery. So look, if I do this, okay, place that, then I score it. Obviously I won't score because black is way in the lead, but it means I get this meeple back and I'm not stuck with another monastery, which is great. So actually, I think that's what I'll do. I'm not going to score any points, but it means I still have enough meeples left. That's just good. Okay, so look here. Sorry, a bit of coffee there to help me keep going. So now, do I place this here to get yellow back, meaning I would not score, which sucks, but what it would help me do is get a yellow meeple back and let me be less pressure on me having to keep that. So that one, or again, I could put this here and I would not have to score anything, but I could help the yellow meeple get back from that, which again is probably quite important. What do you think? Is anyone watching think, what would you do? Would you rather put that there, help that meeple score and help this city complete, or should I just get a yellow meeple back? I'm just curious if anyone has any thoughts on that, because my gut is telling me that I think I ought to place this here just to get the meeple back, but it's such a perfect opportunity to put this over here as well, and I will have options. What would Chuck Norris do? I don't know, actually. I don't know his Carcassonne style of play, although I imagine he would be very much on the sort of anti-highwayman kind of strategy, anti-robber strategy, but that's just a guess. I think then I'm going to do this. Helps me on this, helps me with this, helps me with that potentially, and I can always put another one of these tiles here anytime I get one, and that's such a rare opportunity because I'd have to match both sides, so I'm going to do that. Okay, on to green with one meeple left. I can't kind of see that actually. I should probably put that more where I can see it. Okay, what have I got here? Okay, so what I can do here is I can place this touching like that. Chuck Norris would play this game with real medieval cities, picking up the walls and moving them. You know what? That is a very Chuck Norris move, actually. Very much his style. So I think that I will place this here, because it does mean that I have to play another green meeple on this road, which is causing me all sorts of anxiety right now, because you can see how little opportunity I've had to sort of end roads, and I'm sacrificing another meeple of mine, my last green meeple, just to be able to complete that city. But if I get one more closed city thing, I can get it and I can complete green, and they would both score points. So I'm gonna have to go with that, I'm afraid. It's a bit nerve-wracking now. I need at least one closed city. Okay, look at that, perfect. It's perfect, but it's not, because I'd get a meeple back, but I then can't, and I need to complete a green before I get there. So it's actually really frustrating that came up. I'm going to have to go here. I just can't not. But it does mean, however, obviously you can see I can get the green and the yellow meeple back. So first of all, let's place the meeple here. And then now let's score this. So green and yellow get back, which is great. I needed that. And now I score 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 for both of these. So 10 plus 3, 13. And 10 plus 10 is 20. So actually, okay, so green is still the one that I need to complete next to score. But now I am quite low on lots of meeples. The yellow is looking pretty good right now. Okay, so I've got a straight up road. The good news about this, though, is I can just add it to an existing road, and it means I don't have to add anything else, which is great. It's exactly what I need. So maybe this one here. I don't know. Maybe I want to loop these back up. Maybe actually I don't. Maybe I'll just do this. Oh, gosh, I feel like this isn't great, but I'm going to do this, I think I'm going to do that. It means I don't have to add anything, which is kind of what I'm looking for right now. Okay, so there we go. Green is going to get another one of these. Gosh, it's not brilliant, but it does give me the black meeple back. Can you see that? Yeah, you can still see that. That's good. I'm just going to maybe shift it around a little bit. Can you still see that? Yeah, you can still see that. And then I'll just shift that down so you can see that. There we go. Okay, great. So there we go. I'm going to put this here. It is green's turn. So yeah, I will get the black meeple back, but I have to place this one here. Unless I want to put it down here. No, yellow is fine for the time being. Okay, so I'll place that there. Black comes back, but he doesn't score any points, annoyingly. Okay, so next up, we're going to go to the black meeple, and now I really need to complete green. Well, look, this is kind of mind-boggling, because as you can see, I keep getting these tiles. It's going to keep spreading out, these tiny cities. Going to keep spreading out here. But you know what? You can't knock getting a green meeple back. I can't argue with that. So yeah, we'll put the black meeple here, and then we'll get this one back. It scores as well, because it is actually the last meeple of its kind. So it's 4 points. 1, 2, 3, 4. And now the score I'm on right now is 17, which isn't too bad. It is not too bad. Okay, so cool. Just checking if everything's right. Good. All right. So yeah, this is what I need to do now. I need to think. Wait, I did just place that right? So now it's yellow's turn. I'm pretty sure that's the case, because I just placed that one over there. All right. Let's see what I got over here. Well, this is great, because it's great and it's not. Because what I've got to do now is think about this. This could join these two up, which is lovely, but then it means I'm really struggling for filling this tile here, and I do need to close these off. I could put this here, which joins these two up, which again is pointless, because, well, I mean, this is going to happen anyway, really, isn't it? Oh man, so this, again, I could close off that black meeple, but I don't think that's the right call. I think what I'll do is this. I think I'll do this, because this one does need to join up. No, actually, I could close those off. This is really... Now, there is a possibility, if I got this tile here, I could place this here and it would close up, but just means these now would both score. So I think that's possibly the best option for me. It does mean, however, I have to place a yellow meeple on here, which is... Now, do I want to do that? That seems like I'm really relying on a certain tile to come out to be able to close that off, and I don't know if I've got that tile in it. So I think it's better if I place this over here, because it means that I'm more likely to be able to close off this city, and it doesn't help me here. But maybe I'm just not meant to. I think there's a tile in here that's like this, which closes off 2 roads at once. So I think I'm going to hope that comes out there instead. So yeah, I'm going to do that. Okay, on to green. Okay, this is good. This is good, because that means I can just do something like this, and it doesn't, or maybe even this. It doesn't basically give me any meeple back, but it means I don't have to put any on it. Do you know what? I really feel like this is a very good variant of the game, because it's almost like a puzzle. You're not thinking in the same terms as you are when you're playing the regular Carcassonne. It means you have to think ahead a lot more. You do feel like you have to think of things you don't have to think in the regular game, and I like that, because I like being challenged to think in different ways. So this is actually quite good so far. I mean, I don't know how well I'm doing, but at least this can be a good baseline score for everybody else to compare against when they play it. Okay, so I got this one, which is funny because if I had put that tile there, where was I going to put it? I was going to put it there, right? Then it means I wouldn't have been able to put this here. So that's actually probably not a bad decision overall. So I'm on black right now. I need to place it in such a way. Oh, this is horrible because I keep having to place things in ways that I don't want to. So I'm going to have to place a black meeple. It's just the choice of whether I actually put this so that I place the black meeple in a city, which is easier to complete, or not. And there's no way to do both, unfortunately. I think this is crazy, but I think there is another tile. Let's have a look at this. If anyone knows, by the way, if anyone watching knows how many of these tiles and how many of the ones that go there that there are in this game, that would be really useful, because I'm just debating right now whether to place it here to try and hope that the right one comes out on the other side, but that is a big risk, and I didn't do that last time for that very reason. I think, right, what am I looking at? I think I want to place the black meeple into a city. So how do I do that? Do I do that by placing it here, maybe? I think maybe that's okay, is it not? Let's try that. Again, it doesn't help me get anywhere. That's frustrating, isn't it? Oh, do I just place it over here? No, I can't place it there. Do I place this here? I should probably just risk it and just do this. It's pushing off the edge of the screen, but it does mean I get the black meeple back, and yes, it is a risk. I just don't like all these roads. They're going to nowhere. Nope, I can't do it. I need to place this somewhere that I can get a road back. I'm going to do this, and hopefully I close this off at some point, yeah. So that's really frustrating that I have to do that, but I have to do that. Okay, so there we go. Now I'm struggling for black meeple, so I really need... Okay, so this would have been really good because I could have closed off 2 roads at once. And there, obviously, I still can do that. I could try that, maybe. That would close off that road, and then I would have to get the perfect one in there, which I know there are other tiles that kind of have this orientation here. So I'm really relying on a certain tile coming out there. However, I've just realized that this also means that I have to place a yellow now, and I think the safest probably avenue, and I'm really struggling now, is to place it here potentially, because I really want all of these meeples to come back. Actually, even saying that wouldn't get them back. I need to close off this road at the other end as well. Risky. I think maybe I have to put it on one of these two. Well, I can't put it there, so I have to put it there or there, and that seems the most sensible. Okay, I'm going to do it and just pray, because if I don't get a good tile here, I'm screwed, because I'm not getting anything back. Okay, what have I got here? I'm done, aren't I? That's frustrating. I think I'm done, because this one doesn't help me at all. I can't place it anywhere that brings the meeple back. Oh, do you know what? I could have placed that there and hoped to get one back from there, but actually I don't even know what colours these were anymore. That's wild. Okay, I think there's no way that I'm going to be able to do this now. I think that I'm screwed, because if I get to here, which I think was black, then I've got no way to complete a black meeple, so I should have probably just closed that off and created a new road. So yeah, I think doesn't matter what happens here, I think I'm out. Let's just put that there, or maybe even put that there. I don't know, it's all silly at this point. Okay, so yeah, unfortunately I get to here, I can't place anything, so I can't place a meeple, nothing's complete. So yeah, I mean, that would have helped us out in a bind. Look, that would have been perfect, because I got to get that back, and that would have been done. So that is really frustrating, but it is fun. I think that I'm going to give this another go, because it was really quick. So yeah, if you'll give me time to just shuffle all these tiles back together, I shall take a picture of this for thingy, just to give an example of how badly you can lose in solo Carcassonne. But I didn't get very far. What are your thoughts on it, by the way? I'd love to hear what you think of the game. Curses, yes, Ian, it's a terrible result, but there's hope. I can do it again. We can do this. My score, by the way, was 17. So that was my final score. So note that down. If you can beat 17, or at least that's what I'm going to try and beat. I'm going to try and beat the score of 17 for my next go. So very simple to set up as well. I think the start tile was here, wasn't it? Nope, that wasn't it. Where was the start tile? I think it was here, wasn't it? Yeah, okay. So we'll leave that one face down. We'll shuffle all of these. I think that was nice, though. I feel like if you've played any games before where you are relying on drawing tiles, and like there are good tiles, that definitely gave me the same kind of vibe. the vibe where, oh, I've got a bit of relief now because I've drawn a tile, which is actually really good for me. So yeah, I think that was actually quite nice. It added a little bit of an extra twist to the game. Curious, yeah, if anyone has any thoughts. Thanks for this. See you for another one another time. Got to get back to rulebooks. Thanks for tuning in, Paul. No, really appreciate it. I will be playing another game. If you were curious how I do, I can always tweet you and let you know if I beat my score of 17. But yeah, this has been quite fun. I've enjoyed this, and I'm going to enjoy it again. So thanks for tuning in, and see you on one of your streams or my next stream potentially. Oh, tomorrow, by the way, I've got my tea and a chit chat with Emma Emzager from the Pointless Parrot podcast. So I'm looking forward to that. So hopefully see you then. Yay. All right. So 3, 4. It's probably not the best way to do this. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Oh, I think I added 2 there. 22, 23, 24. Now, is that right? Have I done that right? No, I think I did only add 1 there. Okay, so this should be 23. When we've done that, we're ready to set up. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I shouldn't be looking at them. Okay, I'm going to shuffle these up again. It's just so I just didn't even think about that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. Brilliant. Okay, so we're going to do the same colours again because otherwise I might get confused. So 24 for yellow, 24 for black, 23 for green. We're going to go all the way back here again. So the last player goes on the 3rd spot. Okay, so we're ready to begin again. Let's do that. Just check everything's looking good on here. By the way, I should mention that if you aren't following me on Twitter or Instagram, please do. I have both. And I also have a Patreon. And obviously, if you're not following me on Twitch, I think everybody who's watching is following right now. But it's just in case somebody's tuning into this later on, curious about the solo Carcassonne mode. I do often do board game chats, board game playthroughs, and video game playthroughs on this as well. So it'd be really cool if you could join in and get a notification whenever I go live. So yeah. Okay, so we're ready to begin again. We're going to do this. We're going to beat 17 points in this for sure. That early city from the last game definitely helped. But yeah, I wonder if I'm going to learn from this. I wonder if this is one of those games that's very luck reliant, like you have to get the right tiles, or can you think outside of that? That's what I'm really looking for to see if this game's good. So let's have a look here. Okay, so we've got a city and we've got a road. Now, immediately want to do a city because it's the first player that's going to score. That's going to give me the most points. Yeah, easy choice. Okay, next up, we've got a road. Let's try and join these roads up. So yellow's going to go on here. They're going to go here and then see if we can join those roads up and hopefully end a road, more than one road this time. Okay, so we're on to green now. Easy so far. Okay, so we can either close up the black road, or we can close up this road and create a new city for green. And I think that green right now is not able to score for a while. So I think let's close up this city and... Oh, I really shouldn't though. I should learn my lesson. What I should do is... Oh, bear with me a second, guys. I'm just going to check a thing on here. Just need to check something on here quickly, guys. Just bear with me. Okay, fine. Okay, so yeah, I think that I learned my lesson from last time. Don't create too many roads. Let's do that. So yeah, green is going to go into this city, and then we're going to do it that way. Okay, so we've got black next. Black is closing off a road. Well, here we go. This is what we wanted. So let's close off this road here by making this. Now, I am on the black meeple, so I have to create a new road. Do I want to create one going there or up here? Maybe up here because it seems like there's more potential for me to do that. Okay, so that's good. Let's do that. Yellow. Okay, so we can close up a city, and we could join this road up, which is now only one end away from completing, which is kind of interesting. Or I could go here and close up the green city. I feel like I want to learn my lesson. I'm going to do this. And yes, it is making this harder to close. But if I get another one of these tiles, I could close it up still. That could be good. And because I'm yellow, I actually can put this in here and create 2 cities, one city with 2 meeples in it, which would be really good, a good strategy if I can pull it off. So we'll see. Okay, this is fine. This is actually a good tile because, as you can see, only one road. If I carry on a road like this one here, then what I can do is I can not have to place a meeple, which is actually really good. So yeah, okay. So now we move over to black again. Okay, so I could go... I can't go there, but what it's like, do I carry on the road and try and... I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this because it seems like the least risky. I'm going to place this here. Don't have to add someone to a road, but I do have to add someone to another city, which isn't great, but it does mean that I think that these ones are easier. Actually, I'll even do this. How's about that? Because that seems like less risky and I can get that black meeple back. Okay, on to yellow. Okay, another one of these. These are definitely my favorite, can't you tell? I think, had I known that was coming out, I would have gone something different. But you know what? Let's just do this again. It's a risky strategy because I am putting a lot of people on cities, but I just need to stop people going on roads. Okay. Okay, this is a nice and simple one because this one will actually help. So I've got this again. This is crazy because I don't want to keep adding to roads. Roads are the bane of solo Carcassonne existence, I feel like. Okay, going back to the page. Okay, great. So, yeah, I mean, I can't place anyone in there, which is good. Although with the green, that would have been a good one. Okay, so let's go to the next one. Oh, almost slid off there. Okay, this is good. This is great because what I can do right now is close this off. Wonderful. So here we go. Now we've scored 4 black and yellow. So they go back. And there's no new feature to put on there, so that's good. So I got 2, 4, 6, 8 for both of these. So these will go to 9 and 10 respectively. Wonderful. So now only green is going to score. Okay, so it's wonderful. Okay, so let's go to yellow. Bang, and the castle's done. Yes. Oh, having said that, look at this. Although again, this is actually not bad. The current situation is green has most meeples, so it'd be best for me to place them, get them to extend their city because there's no meeples for them. Actually, no, that's not true. Yeah, because if it's harder for me to get this city completed now, then what that means is then I have more leeway because I have 3 rounds where I don't have to place, where I can place a green meeple and try and complete this before I get it back. So that seems sensible to put it there. So let's do that. Wait, did I? Yeah, I'm pretty sure that should have been there, right? Because I need to think now. I need to think, did I do that right? Was it green's turn or was it yellow's turn? I can work this out because it would have been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. How many tiles have I had? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So it was yellow's turn. Oh no, but it's fine because I'm not adding a meeple, am I? So that was what I meant. Okay, sorry about that. Back to normal. So yellow's turn. They're not adding a meeple. So now it's green's turn. And now we'll see what happens. Okay, cool. So I got this one, which is again is another nice little bit of leeway for us because it means that we can create a. Now, I wonder if I should do that and hope that because I think there are tiles where you can get the road there like that. So I think maybe that's the best option. I don't want to keep extending both cities so that they're harder to complete. So I think that one I'll do because I know there are cities like tiles like this which would fit perfectly in there. Although having said that, 2 of them have come out now. Oh no, well, yeah. So actually, I'm taking second thought. I'm going to do this instead. Do that. It means I don't have to add any meeples, which is great. And we go on. So black is now this. Again, I could do this. Nice, easy. Extends the road, which would be a lot of points for yellow, unfortunately. You're not going to score anything. But it does mean that I don't have to add any meeples. And that's really what I'm trying to do here. So let's go to yellow. Okay, so I have to add this. Now, do I add it to green or... I think it has to be this one over here, doesn't it? And that sucks. But, again, it means I don't have to add a meeple. Although it's green... It's yellow's turn. And I'm going to add a green one next turn. No, I think I'm sticking with that. I think that's fine. Okay. So, yeah. Getting quite lucky with adding stuff this time. Not having to be forced to add too much stuff. Okay, so this is the end of a road. It is currently green is the only one that can score. But I've just realized something. what I can do is if I place this here, I can score for green immediately by placing them on the road, which is the new place. So that's actually worked out on my favour. If I place the green there, instead of on the monastery, I put them on the road, and immediately I can take that green meeple back, score 2 points for green, which is that, and I'm back on safe ground with that. So that actually worked out quite nicely. Actually, yeah, I'm quite pleased with that. Thanks. That's very nice. Risk it for a biscuit. Yeah, okay, so that's great. So we'll move over to this now. Okay, so another extending road, which would be great if I had it on a green, because I could get lots of points of green. But we're going to hopefully score this one soon. So do I want to just add it to this one over here? I think that one's probably safest. It doesn't mean, yeah, I'm just don't want to create more roads than necessary, basically. So now we go to yellow, see what yellow's got. Okay, so we've got another extended castle thing here now. However, if I did this, so 1, 2, 3, 4. This means it's still 1, 2, 3, 4, potentially. But yeah, I mean, that's wild. I don't really like that. But at the same time, if I get a nice monastery, thinking about it, if I get a nice monastery in there, wouldn't take long to complete it, and that's a lot of points, so that's actually pretty good. So I'll keep that there. Okay, let's go for green. Okay, so now we've got basically a replica of the starting tile. It's a road and a city. Now, can I do this in a way that doesn't add to both? I'm on green. It's all right. I've got green, so I've got the most meeples to spare with them. But yeah, it's starting to be a bit wonky, this city, so I might just shift it around slightly and then just do that. Yeah, okay, cool. So do I put it up here? Do I put it down here and hope? I don't think, maybe that. No, I didn't even think of the road there. That's so silly. All right, so I think maybe there. I mean, yes, I have to add another meeple here to create a city, but thinking about it, if that monastery comes up now, ooh, that would be beautiful. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Okay, let's have a look. I'm really hoping for a monastery now. Okay, this is fine. Again, I can just add it up here. It means I don't have to risk any extra meeples to the board, and it just gives potentially more points to somebody. Okay. Oh, look at that. Now, this is great. This is great, because look at that. Right in there. That's pretty bang on perfect. I just need to get the right tile for there. That is like so nice when you see it like that. I didn't even plan that, but that is brilliant, to be honest. It does mean I'm down on yellow, but literally one tile would fix that, so that's pretty good. That is not the tile I was looking for. However, what am I needing most? I need yellow to come back. I do need yellow to come back. I know, right? I can't believe that came up. That's crazy. I need yellow back, so I think the best way for me to do that is to go here, because any tile that's like this will go there, because I don't have to worry about what it's next to. So that is what I'm going to do there. Doesn't mean that, it means I don't have to place anyone, which is great. And then I go here. Let's have a look. Oh, it's another monastery. Now look, again, it looks too good to be true, but now I am getting myself into a situation where I need a specific one. I think I'm still going to do it though, because I think that I can finish that. It's just too many things now that I'm like, I need to finish them. Which is just really kind of a different way of thinking to regular Carcassonne. So, you know what? We'll go for it. Let's see what I get. Now, yeah, I was going to say, I need to keep an eye on that, because I do need yellow back. Okay, so this... Now, the problem is here, if I had an open road, which I don't, I could have used the same trick that I did before to complete it. However, this will give me a yellow meeple back. However, it means putting it into a position like here. Oh, actually here. If I did this, I would only need a corner one to come back on that. Feels very... yeah, it does. It feels very roll and write. In terms of like you are wanting certain ones to come up. So it's quite a nice way to think about it. So yeah, I think that's sensible, if only because, yes, I am risking, but I think that there are lots of these tiles to come up, and I need just one of them, and I won't score for it, but I will get it back. So what I really need, annoyingly, is to put some more greens on, making nice early decisions and then fitting later moves to them. Yeah, I mean, this I really do enjoy. Like I said, it's a different style of thinking to the regular Carcassonne game, and it you know what, solo games obviously there's a lot of types of different types of one, and I'm very surprised that this one feels like it works. The only thing I have issues with in terms of solo games is when you're just going for a high score, and I think a good example of that is the Sherlock Holmes consulting detective games. If you're just going for a score, it doesn't feel like the right game. I think the good thing about a Sherlock Holmes game and the good thing about a game like this is that you have a win condition. That's what you want. Is you want to be able to do it and go, yes, I completed it. And then if a high score is on there as well, that's fine. It's not what you should be going for. So that's a really interesting, perfect example would be the Sherlock Holmes, because you want to just win it. I don't care about the score. If I get a good score, fine, but it's not what I'm going for. I just want to be able to win it. So here we go. Okay, so now I've got this as green. Now I need to complete something with yellow in ASAP, really. So I can either complete this tile here, I can end a road here, or I can end the road here, and I need it to be this tile, basically. Sorry, I need it to be this tile, because I'm not going to do it otherwise. So here's what I got. Green, it would be good to get green, and this one actually does sort of 1, 2, 3, 4. It's going to be really tough to close that one, unfortunately. But, I mean, I don't feel like I have that many other options with where to place it. I could place it there, but it makes it harder for it to close. You know what? It is. This is it. This is basically going to make or break my run. I need a tile that fits here. I need a tile that fits here. Or I need a tile that fits here. So it's got a lot of options, but we'll see. Oh, yes, technically. Okay. I did it. I did it. Okay, so this is good. Okay, so yeah, if I put this here, you see, I actually complete the road. I don't have to place black on anything. And I don't have to place anything here. But I do complete this road, which brings this back to me. And I've just realized, that's so frustrating because I'm going to complete the road and get the yellow meeple back, which is actually fine because I get 2 meeples back. I don't score any points, which is very sad, but I do get 2 meeples back, which is perfect. It's almost perfect. It would have been perfect if I'd scored points for that. But you know what? I'll take it. So yeah, no meeple to be placed on that turn, which means I go on to yellow and I finally can keep going. I do have to watch out for black now though. So I need something that completes this road here, in which case neither of them will score, but again, it's fine. Or I need to complete this one or something here as well. So it's fine. We've got at least another round anyway. So no, I didn't pull out this one yet. So let's go. Okay, so good news is I can complete this over here. I can complete this one over here, actually. I can complete green, which is probably the best option because I will get black and green on the same spot, meaning I can complete both of them. So yes, let's do this. Let's get a green meeple back and score them. Again, it might make completing this difficult, but whatever. So I go here, and actually now I just realized I do have to place a yellow meeple, but let's... Do I want to... hang on, let me rethink this just for a second, okay? Because I haven't done it yet. Because what I'm going to do, if I place this here, means I have to place a yellow meeple on a road. That's not ideal. Would I rather put that yellow meeple onto a city, which is easier in general to complete? It means I don't get the... it means I don't get potentially the points for green and scoring black, which would be useful, but is it worth it for me to potentially get all my meeples back? I have to think about that. Let me just quickly, by the way, let me just quickly do something. Sorry, I just need to check on my Twitch account something. I will be back in a second. But if you think, actually, I would like to know your thoughts on whether I should put this, because I feel like for me, I want to be able to complete green to score, but it does mean losing a yellow meeple onto a road, which I might not be able to complete. I don't know how many rolls... oh, what's going on here, guys? I need to... okay, that's not working. Okay, fine, don't worry. Okay, so yeah, I really need to think now, where do I want to put this tile? Do I want to put it to score green? Do I want to take a risk on a yellow, bearing in mind I could complete a yellow here and here as well? I think it's worth it. I think it's worth it for the points reasons. I know I said it's all about getting to the win condition, but I think that just for the sake of I don't know. I think I'm going to risk it. I'm going to put it there. So it does score 4 points. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Great. It means that actually green and black will now be able to score points. But it does put me at a bit more risk with the yellow. So what I need to do now is try to complete green. Oh, this is good because it means actually I don't have to complete anything. There's no... Ooh, I was going to say I could put it here, and that would complete a yellow meeple, which is good, and it would help me complete black, which is also good. But it does mean placing a green one on a city, which is fine. I think. I think we can do that. So let's do that. I was thinking there would be great, but I don't know. I think this, I'm so far away from completing this. I think that one's kind of locked in. See, I'm going to do this. Oh no, if I do that, yellow doesn't score any points. I just get a yellow meeple back. Oh, tricky stuff. You know what? I'm just going to put it there. Just going to put it there because I don't want to have to lock myself. Maybe black. Maybe black. I think there's fine. I think that is probably a good shout. It means I don't have to add a meeple. Again, green is doing quite well in this. Okay, let's have a look at what I get here. Can I complete? Well, I sort of can. I can do this, which puts me in exactly the same position, but it also helps me complete black potentially. And it means I don't have to add anything, which is good. So let's do that. Okay, nice and simple. Let's see what I got for yellow here. I am now... oh, man. Okay, so this I think is the best place to put this one. Because it gives me 1, 2, 3 tiles to complete. But it's a yellow, which is not great. It's not great. Do I need... now I've got... Again, I'm putting myself in a huge position here where I have to kind of complete this, but my hand has been forced. I do have to place that on there. It's just where do I place that monastery? Do I place it there, which is genuinely the best place to put it, or up here? But that's only... No, it's definitely here is the best place for me to put it. It does mean this is more tricky to complete, but Anthony, can you check if it's streaming on the TV? Thanks. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to do that. And now we pray. Okay, so what we're looking for is a city ending thing here, a corner road, or just an end of a road. Okay, so that's not help. Okay, so here's what I can do. It doesn't help me now, but it does help me later, I think. Because what I need to do is this, you see? So if I put this here, it completes the black monastery, which is great because I am going to be running sort of low on that anyway. I don't have to place anything, which is good. So I place that here and scores 9 points. So 9 and 9 is 18. And it does mean that I don't put myself in a harder to complete position with this one. But I am again praying that I get one tile that I actually can use here. So it really does depend on this. This is a bit of a nerve-wracking one, this one. Phew, look at that. So I can use this to complete this city. Don't have to place any more meeples, but yellow comes back, which is the main thing. So yellow comes back and he doesn't score, which is annoying, but I think we'll take that. So it would have scored 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14 points, but unfortunately green slightly behind. But you know what? We'll take that. We will take that. So yellow comes back, no green, no blue, black is added, and then we carry on. All right. Okay, so we got this one, which is good because it means I don't have to add a yellow meeple, and I will put it... Do I put it there? Score black? No, I think I'll put it here. Again, it's not ideal, but it does help me complete the yellow monastery there, so that's good. Okay, so let's go on to green again. This is not bad. I think I'm not scoring as many as I was last time, but I do feel like I'm getting further down the tiles. I might have to check that, actually. Oh, thanks for someone who followed me, by the way. Someone followed me and I didn't realise. Thank you. Okay, so here we go. We're going to place this here because it means we don't have to add any meeples. And although I really should be trying to score something for green, but there's no way I want to add more meeples on. Like I think I said, score is fine, but I want to complete the game. I want to complete the whole thing through. So yeah, let's just do that, and it gives us potentially an easier way to complete that. So we'll go into black and see what we got. Okay, so we can complete a well, okay, so this, oh, actually, perfect. Look at this. Well, it's not perfect, but it means, again, it means I have to add someone to a road, but it does help green kind of close off this city, and now we're only 2 tiles away from doing it. I do have to add, unfortunately, a black meeple there, but I think for black we're in good shape because we have an easy way to close that down there. So we're good. We'll keep going. We'll keep going. All right. Okay, so we have this one here. Well, I mean, this is a double-edged sword because it does complete a road, but it does add a city. A really hard to complete city, actually. So now I have to decide basically whether I want to add it here and get the yellow meeple back, and add another yellow meeple, so it doesn't really help us at all. Unless there's another way I can put this somewhere, maybe somewhere here potentially, where I'd have to add a. Oh, actually, that would be so frustrating if I placed it there. If I could place it there, that would have been great. In fact, that would have been a great one to place there. Would have made it harder to complete that city, but it's good. Okay. Really tricky, this one, because I have to add another yellow meeple. Where do I put it, though? That's the question. Tricky. Anywhere that would basically... If only it was on green's turn. You know, I feel like these were shuffled on because I've been really doing all right for greens this whole time. I mean, I put myself in pretty much the same spot here. It's just it would be a lot harder for me to complete the yellow for next time. But you know what? That buys us another round. So I think I'm going to have to do that. Yellow doesn't score, unfortunately, but I do get a meeple back. So yeah, this is my bane. This is the horrible one right here. So yeah, I'm gonna move on. We're gonna play on. It's fine. Okay, now. This is good. Sort of. It's sort of not good, actually. I need to add. So this is ends a road. Now, if I placed it here, none of those two would score, and I would have to add another one. So I think what I'll do, this isn't great, but it does bring me back a yellow meeple, and I do need to start doing that. Or I could go over here. I could go over here and basically try to close down this green city, but just so the yellow and thingy could start scoring points. Maybe I'll do that. It's a bit silly, but actually no, it's fine because green is the meeple that I'm adding to the board, which is fine because I have lots of green meeples to spare, and I am closer to closing down that city. So yeah, I think I'm going to do this, and again I'm going to place them here because it's actually easier for me to I'm going to check something, guys, because I think actually what I've just realized is the chat has not been visible this whole time, and I feel kind of silly about that. You should have been able to do that. If anyone starts chatting now, by the way, you can actually see the chat come up in the feed. So sorry about that. So yeah, it means I'm getting close to finishing that, and I am a green meeple down, but it's fine. I think actually, how many stacks? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Halfway through the game now. I'm officially halfway through the game. So we'll see if we get to the end. Okay. Wait a minute. Look. The wrong one, but that's fine because I complete the green city. I do have to add a black meeple there, though, by doing that. And is it worth it? Is it worth me doing that? I could also put him here, which scores me a yellow and a black one back, but it wouldn't score for the green. Tricky. I have to add a black meeple wherever I go. A fine move. Thank you. Do I put this here, though? That's the real question. Do I put it there? Gotta go. Thank you so much for watching, Ian. I really appreciate it. I hope you've enjoyed, and hopefully see you tomorrow for the tea and a chit chat with Emma, which I'm very excited about. So yeah, thank you for tuning in. I will put this here maybe. I mean, it's risky because I have to find another end of a road there. Why did I put this here? I'm so silly because I knew I was going to complete this. Darn it. Okay, so in that case, let me just quickly check something because what I need to do, be right back, guys. I'm going to be right there. I just need to check a thing. Okay, let me just go into this. I'll be there in a jiffy. Come on. There we go. I'll be right back, guys. I promise I'm not abandoning you. I'm still debating over this flimin' tricky thing. So I need to figure out basically whether I'm going to add this tile here, which would complete the green city and basically get me a lot of points. Or I could place it here to get the yellow meeple and the black meeple back, which wouldn't score me any points. And I would then have to sacrifice a black meeple to go here, which means to be honest, that's probably my best move, because it just means that I don't have to then risk, I mean, yes, I am going to have to close that off, but I think that's the best move. Okay, so I place the black meeple. I have to place it. I'll place it on there. And then I take the yellow and the black back, which don't score anything, but it gives me the meeples back. And that's really what I'm trying to do here, is try and get to the end of the game. 1 second, guys. I just need to add something in. Sorry, this feels really silly, but... okay, and we're good. Okay, cool. So yeah, basically that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to leave that there, get those meeples back, not score anything for them. We're about halfway through the solo mode, by the way, but this is the second game. So we're doing all right, but it's a real puzzle. It's a real puzzle to solve. Okay, so this one, again, helps me by... it doesn't complete that city, though. That's frustrating. Okay, so what I need to do is decide whether I'm going to add it to... what am I really needing to complete? I need to complete the black cities. Or this road, but again, that doesn't help me. That doesn't help me complete that one. That one kind of does, because it means it's not harder to complete. But I do have to then add a yellow meeple onto this road, which I'm not really wanting to do. So I need to find a way where possibly this is the best way. It's not brilliant, but I think that might be a good shout. Because, well, I might be able to loop these roads around. That's my thinking. Maybe if I loop these roads around. So yes, I'm going to add a yellow there to this road, and I'm sort of close to finishing that. So let's do that. So yeah, now next up, I'm going to move this over to the green. And by the way, if anyone watching wants me to go over any of the rules, please just ask me. I'm happy to do a brief recap, but you might be able to find that you pick it up as you see me playing. But ultimately, what I need to do is to basically try and get... I need to basically force to put myself at a tile. I'm losing my track of my words, sorry. What I meant to say is that every time I draw a tile from the sort of like I keep rotating through these colours, I have to add the tile and I have to add the feature, a meeple to a feature if possible. If I run out of meeples and I come to place a tile and I've got no meeples to place on that feature and I have to, then I'm out of the game and my score is the lowest meeple on the track. And every time I score, I basically need to, I'm only allowed to score the feature if that colour or at least one of the colours on that feature is the lowest in the track. So I've actually lost out already on a bit of points by scoring colours that are not lowest down on the track. But like I said to people earlier on the stream, my goal is simply to get through all of these tiles without losing the game, without the game ending. So I try to get everything in. Now this has been very fortunate because, as I said to you earlier on, what I wanted to do here is try and loop these tiles around, because that will actually help me to not only score but get meeples back. So that's actually quite fortunate. And because I've placed that there, and actually it doesn't actually mean, what it means is I don't actually have to place a meeple down on that feature because that road is already sort of taken care of. So that's actually pretty good that came up. Okay, so that one's done. Nobody comes back. We'll go here and let's see what this tile is. Okay, so we've got two tiles that end things. However, the tricky thing here is if I now place this, I have to place something on a feature. So I want to try and do it in a place. Okay, this is why sometimes it's good. Okay, so look, if you look here, if I place this tile here, what that means is that I can just simply place this meeple on the feature and immediately sort of close it up. So actually that's worked out very nicely. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to place this meeple here, and essentially they come right back. It would score 2 points because it's a road that's completed. However, as you can see, black is not the highest scoring, is not the lowest scoring meeple, so I don't get that. But it just means I get to keep meeples, which is the main thing I'm trying to do in this game. Okay, so let's have a look here. Well, this is brilliant because this means I get to close up a feature without having to add a meeple. So I think that actually the best thing is for me to do it right here. Place it right here. This gets the black meeple back straight away, no qualms. And if I had, by the way, oh man, okay, take it back. Look, this is what's going to happen right now. I can't believe I almost missed that because I was so concentrating on like trying to not lose meeples that I missed a really obvious thing here. If I put this here, this now scores. And as you can see, green has the lowest number of points. So I do get to score this feature, which is amazing. I think I'm going to score quite a lot of points for this. So let's have a look. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30 points. 30 points. So 30 and 9 is 39. So basically, that means I'm not going to worry about, not sure it will post, but I'll try anyway. Oh, is that the rules? If that's the rules for the games, then thank you for posting that, by the way. That would be really helpful in case anyone wants to check if I'm doing it wrong. I believe I'm doing it right, but yeah, well, hopefully I'll find out later on. I've been playing this the whole wrong way. Okay, so that's great. So it's 30 points for green, and that means I'm not going to worry about green scoring for a while. I just need to focus now on yellow, and then afterwards black. But this is a very good turn, that one was. So we're on to green now. Okay, another easy one to place, because it means I don't have to add anyone to the feature. And I think here is probably a nice place to go. So I'll place that there. I don't have to place anything, which is good, and it helps me complete the yellow one. Although I could have easily done it here to get the black meeple back, but I think that, is that the right thing to do? I think maybe placing it, no, I think actually, wait, what color am I on? I'm on green. Yeah, I'm not going to worry about that. I said I could have put it here actually, but it means I'm really reliant on something there. Maybe that's okay. I just really worry about this. I don't know if there's many tiles in here. I know there's like the corner piece, and maybe that's probably the right one to go. Yeah, I'm not gonna do anything wild. I think I'm just gonna put that here and then see what happens. Okay, so no meeples to add there. So we're on to black again. Okay, this is great because this means that I can score this and get these meeples back without having to add anybody in. It means I get these meeples back. Yes, I think that's perfect. Okay, so we're going to do that. So this basically means yellow and green score. Now, in the case of two people being on the same feature, they both score as long as one of them is lowest on the track, which yellow currently is. So I get to score yellow and green for the same number of points, which is 4. So I go 1, 2, 3, 4. And green, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, last time I played, which was literally just before this, my score was 17. So as long as I get 3 more points for yellow, which I will if I score this or this, then I've beaten my score. But like I said, just getting to the end is the main thing. Okay, so I just drew that, which is fine. So now I'm on to yellow again. And let's have a look. Okay, so we've got a straight road here, which is good because it means I don't have to add anything if I place that here. So if I place that here, I don't have to add any meeples, and I'm done. Okay, so we go on to green now, and even if I have to place someone here, it's not the end of the world because green, I can live with that. Okay, so actually, do I want to add more to black maybe? Is there another place I could place this which would benefit me? Probably not, but yeah, let's just place this here. I think that's fine. Okay, so now we're on to black again. This one would harm me if I was to have to place a meeple on it, but the good news is I do have to place a meeple on it if I place it here, but I can immediately get that meeple back. And I don't think there's anywhere I can place it where I can not have to place a meeple, because if I place it here, I'd still have to place one. Here I would, yeah, I mean, that's fine. I think I'll just wait for a better opportunity to close that road. So I place the black meeple onto this spot. It's a closed road, so that's done. That black meeple comes back to me, and now I move on to yellow. I'm actually surprised I got a lot further in this game than I did last one. Okay, so this is a nice tile because this one basically closes up a road, but again, it means I have to add somebody. So I think the best option I have here, it's a yellow tile, so it's not so urgent, but because I'm scoring yellow, this means that I will score the points for this. So yeah, let's just put it here, and I think then I'll just place the yellow meeple here, which means I score it immediately. 2 points for yellow. So bumps him up to 16. So I'm 1 point away basically from my best score in the last game. Can you see? I just need to check if you can see. Yeah, you can see all the tiles right now. I might have to start moving stuff around to try and fit it all in, but so far so good. Okay, so let's go on to green. Again, it doesn't matter if I have to place something here, although I've got a nice monastery here. So I think maybe if I placed it here, I'm putting all the monasteries together. Was there really 6 monasteries in the game? I think that's it, isn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But that's the last one, and those are the tricky ones to complete. So I could put it here, which means I'd only have 2 squares to complete it. If I put it here, I'd have 3 squares to complete it, but it helps me with this one. Do I place it here or here? That's the question. I think this one, I know it's a silly thing, but it basically, right now, if I put it here, I'd have to go 1, 2, 3, 4 to complete. If I put it here, 1, 2, 3 will complete both of them. So I think that's the sensible option. So yes, unfortunately, I do have to place a meeple there, but it's the green one, which is actually great because I actually have loads of green meeples to spare. So we'll go on to black now. Let's see how we do. Okay, so we've got another kind of good tile because it means we don't have to extend or add a meeple wherever we place it if we place it somewhere carefully. So I'm wondering whether we place it on yellow or black here. This one's probably better than this one because I am low on the black ones, and it would score points though. Maybe here. I think I need that one's fine. I think I'm just going to try and get a load of points for yellow. So we'll do that. Okay, so onto yellow now. Okay, so we've got this. Okay, so this is quite good because I can now score the monastery for yellow, and I can place this meeple, which is a yellow meeple again, onto this city, and that basically means that I have 4 points from this and 9 points from this. So 13 points for yellow, 2 meeples back, so 13 plus 16 is 29. So now I am bettering my last score, which is amazing. I'm really happy about that. And that was a good option to put that tile there. So I'm kind of patting myself on the back a little bit for that. So now black is the only one I'm kind of concerned about. But I've got 2 black meeples in cities where I can easily complete them. So as long as the right tiles come up, I probably will be good. Speak of the devil, I've got one of these. I can complete a black meeple by this, and I can only add a green one. So I think although if I place this here, I can just score this city right off, and that would be probably quite good. It does potentially help me, but I have to get the exact right tile to get that, and that's probably not going to come up because I don't think there's many of these tiles around. So I've got to really make a decision now whether I want to score green, which won't score actually, but it does mean I get to keep the meeple, or whether I add a green one. You know what? I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this because I think that I have enough tiles that even a corner tile there would work. It might not be the best, but it might well me. So yeah, so I'm going to do that. And black does score. So 4 points for black, and it gets me that meeple back. So I'm doing very well compared to last time. I don't know whether it's luck of the draw or whether better decision making, but I do feel like I'm doing better. Okay, so I've got another opportunity here to close off a city, but it means I have to add a meeple where I will have another city. So this is decision time. Do I want to? Well, I'll get black meeple back anyway. So instead of placing getting another meeple back, well, I don't think I can get another meeple back. I think I'm just going to place this here. So yeah, essentially I have to place a meeple, place that black one there, score this one because it's the last one, and it gives 6 points. So I've got 22 plus this, 28. So the black is still the only one that I will be able to score, but I'm feeling pretty good. Okay, so we've got another one of these here. Being that black is still the only one that can score, I feel like if I did this is probably the best option for me. So I'll do that. Yeah, let's do that. Okay. I don't have to place anything because I got away with it, and I'll place this here. Okay, so we'll go to green next. Okay, this is good because it means that I can place this here without adding any meeples. So let's do that. Easy, easy. Okay, so next up we have the black meeples. Look at this. Now, I'm in exactly the same position as I was before, in that I can just add a black meeple and get a black meeple back, and it will score actually. So yeah, I'm going to do this here. Can you see that? Yeah, you can see that. Okay, so I add one here, but it gets me this black meeple back and scores 6 points as a result. So I go from 28 to 34, and now yellow is the one I need to score. And actually, there's only one yellow meeple on the board, which is fine. And who knows? Maybe we'll get a chance to close off that city. Oh, look at this! Look at this! This is so good. This one is going to go here, and the reason why, just to talk through my thinking, is because if I place this one here, then I am kind of actually, it doesn't actually make a difference. It doesn't make a difference. yeah, that's fine. I'll place that one there. Don't have to place a meeple, so we can move on to green. Straight road. So again, it doesn't matter. I think I might just put this one up. Up. Where's the yellow? I'd have to place it. Yeah, I think I'm just going to have to extend this road over here. That one is actually going to make it harder for me to complete a city, though. So, but it's fine. Oh, I do have to put something there, though. So maybe not the best idea. Maybe just go on with this one. Now, I think that one's off the screen. So, I don't know if you can see that. But yeah, that one is off the screen. It's just this, basically, this road goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's just a straight road in that 1, 2... Yeah, no, it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in a row. So you can't see that one, but promise me, I'll let you know when that changes. Okay, so we go on to black again, and let's see what we've got here. Okay, so this is great because we can close off a road. Now, it is black's turn, so it's not going to actually do anything. So it's not going to score any points. But do I just get it for the meeple? I think that makes sense to me. I think if I just did this here, I want to do what I did before. So here's what I'll do, because I can just get a corner point there. So I place the black meeple down onto here, scores the 2 points, but it doesn't because it's not the lowest scoring meeple, but it means I get the meeple right back, which is good. Okay, so onto yellow. Okay, so this is good because wherever I place this, if I score, I'll get some points for yellow. So how about we just do this and leave that one as an option to score points later on. Oh, that one is going to make it more tricky for me to do that. So I think the sensible thing here is just to close off a road right here. And yeah, I'm just going to score 2 points for yellow by placing them there. 2 points. So 31. 31 is what I'm on. It's almost double what I had last time, which is actually pretty cool. Okay, so now we go into green tile. This one's brilliant because this one, lo and behold, closes off the yellow city right here, and that is going to score me points, and I don't have to add anything, so that's great. So we're going to score yellow right now. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14 points, and the yellow meeple's back. So 14 points, 31 plus 14 is 45. Okay, so I've actually officially doubled my score from last time, and I'm not that far away from the end of the tile, so I think I can do this if I get lucky. So that's 14 now. Black is the only one that's in a position to score, which is good because black is the one I've got most of on the board. Now I could do this. I could do that, or I could do this and hope to get a... you know what? I am going to do that because that one allows me to score straight away by placing that there, and that scores me 4 points. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm up to 38 points, guys. I think I'm getting the hang of this, definitely. Okay, so we've got another tile here. This one is not going to be able to fit there, which is not brilliant, but I can just add this to this here, meaning I would then have to... Okay, what color am I on? Yellow. No, it isn't going to score, but this could be a really nice one to place here because it means I get the meeple back straight away, and I don't have to worry about placing something in a city, but I could place it later on when it becomes easier to place. So, yes, I'm going to do that, place that there to score that, but it doesn't score because it's not the lowest scoring meeple, and I keep the meeple. So there we go. So now we've got this one. This one can go here because I don't have to add anything to it. See, I think that one is safe, is a safe bet there. Okay, and that one is coming right into my scoring thing actually. So yeah, I might have to maneuver these down here actually, just so they're easier to see. So if I do that and over here, so you can see them easier, and this one was over here. Okay, so yeah, let's go on. Now I've got 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. So 8 turns left in the game, 7 after this. Okay, so we have this. Actually, realistically, can I run out of meeples now? I don't think I can. That's pretty good. Okay, so it doesn't help me to get any points this turn, but it could if I placed it, for example, here, because I could potentially close this city off. So I'm going to do that. And actually, that's better because it means I can just do a simple close there, simple close there. However, if I do this, I have to add a meeple to the road, which isn't what I want to do really. So I could do this instead. and I could then just add something to the city here and hope that I can complete it. Although then I'm putting myself at risk of having... Oh, I could do that. What do you think? Do I put it on the road or do I put it on the city? I think the city is going to be harder to complete, but if I get a road, I can complete this one. So I think maybe that's the best option. I'll put it there, and now I hope that I haven't screwed myself, because I said that I was feeling pretty confident, and now I'm a bit concerned. So if I place this here, okay, perfect. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to put this here. Green is not going to score, which is annoying, but it means I don't have to place a meeple. Closes this off right there, so that comes back, doesn't score, but it means I don't have to place a meeple, which is fine. Yellow's the one I could afford to do that, because I'm getting close to the end of the game now. But yeah, let's see. Okay, so we've got a straight road here. I think for the purposes of potentially getting some more points, I'm going to place this road there. So now I'm at 7 points on that road, if you can see that one. So we go on to black now. Hopefully I don't have to do anything horrible here. Gosh, this is tough. Now, is there any open city spaces? There is. I could place it here. Means I do have to place a meeple though. Well, now I can do this. This is what I'll do. I do have to place another meeple there, but as long as I get one ability to close off a city from these two tiles, then I can get a black meeple back. So I need now, what I'm really relying on, this is really down to the wire, is I need at least one of these abilities to close off the city, one of these tiles, which there are a lot of in the box. I don't know if any of them are remaining here, but I can also get away with closing off a city, because I will get that meeple back. So yeah, I'm really, really fingers crossed now. I think I was a bit too cocky earlier on. Okay, so this, again, it doesn't matter too much, but I just need to place this somewhere where I'm not going to have to add... Well, actually, it doesn't matter at this point, because I have got meeples left. So I will just place that there, just for why not. Okay, so now I really need this to be a closing off of a city or closing off of a road. So fingers crossed. It's not. And the frustrating thing is, had I played this earlier on correctly... Oh, hang on. Can I do this? No. There's nowhere I don't think that I can play this where I won't mean I have to... Well, actually, technically, if I get this and it means I don't have to extend anything, I could still win. So there is still a chance here. So I'm on green, so it doesn't matter about this one. Although, maybe is there any way I can help myself... Oh, okay. This is another potential. If I place this here... Yeah, this is tough. This is tough. I think I'm going to place this here because... maybe there. Green. I have to add something to green, which is there. But again, it's fine because I'm not really worried about that. So yeah, I think that this is it. I'm just going to place this here. And hopefully I'll get something I can close off with the green. Or maybe just not extend. So this really is it. Will I win? Will I win this? I am very fortunate here because I can place... Is this legit though? Is this legit? Because if I place that there, does that mean that I have to... this is not very fair, because I think if I place that here, yes, technically, I would close off that road, but I'd have to be able to place something first. So actually, I think I just lost one tile away. Was I too cocky though? That's the question. Possibly. I don't think I had an opportunity earlier on to close up any of the other things, but man, that would have been horrible. And have I tried to loop this round potentially to join up with this city, but they were too far away at the time. So that is actually quite devastating. I think I just want to check the rules, but I'm pretty sure that is not allowed. I think it says if you have completed a feature with it, says after having placed a tile, place a meeple of the respective color. You must place a meeple if it's possible. If you have to place a meeple because there's a free feature on the tile, but you do not have them. Yeah, so unfortunately, I lost. Now that is quite upsetting, because I was really enjoying that, and I think there was a good chance that I had it towards the end there. But that is the way the game works. Now, I don't know if you can see all of the map on here. I might maybe move the whole thing over a little bit. There we go. You can see a little bit more there. But yeah, I got to the end here. There was the one tile, which is basically end over here. But unfortunately, it does mean I did score that last bit, though. That's the funny bit. I do still score that last thing because there is a possible scoring. So I do score 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 points, which takes me up to 46, meaning that the final points I had with one tile left was 43, which is good. I'm just thinking, is there anything else? Is there genuinely no other option for me here? Because I can't place anything, but can I place it in such a way that there's no free feature? But unfortunately, because there is a road there and there is a city there, there's 2 features and there's nowhere I can place this where I would have to. Yeah, I think I genuinely did lose that, which is very unfortunate. But yeah, anyway, thank you so much for tuning in. Let's have a look at that last one. That last one would have been great. If these were swapped around, I could have placed that there. We would have all been happy. But yeah, unfortunately, that's the way the game is. So yeah, listen, thank you so much for tuning in. I'm going to call the end of the stream there. If you enjoyed, please make sure you follow my channel because I'll be doing more board game and sort of mixed up content as I go on through this, this kind of crazy lockdown. Please leave a comment. We do have an Instagram and a Twitter in case you felt like following us there. Also, I do have a Patreon as well, which would really help out in this kind of difficult time, but don't feel obliged to do it, just in case you can and you fancied sparing. So yeah, thank you so much. Now I see the attention box in the rule. Yes, exactly. It's not it says place if possible. Yeah, so it's just under the second page, I think, or the top of the second page, where you have to place a meeple if possible. And because I didn't have any, that's so frustrating. But yeah, basically, I really enjoyed it. I think it's good. I think there is definitely a really solid game in there, and I like the fact that they've taken essentially an existing game and they've built a new game using the same components. It was challenging, it was fun. I did really enjoy the puzzle of it, trying to do that, and I almost did it. There's enough challenge there that I know it's possible, but you still have to do some clever decision making along the way to try and make it work. And I did get a bit lucky with this one, having a couple of those monasteries come up at the right time. But yeah, it was really fun and I really enjoyed it. So yeah, that'll be it for the end of the stream. Thanks for tuning in. We will see you on the next one. But until then, guys, take care.